I bought my pizza, and as I'm going to put the Parmesan cheese, because that's kind of where he was, he like stands up, gets in front of me, and he's
Yo, you got a problem, bro?
I'm like, what? I was like, what are you talking about, dude? Like, I don't even know you. He's like,
You got a problem, bro?
and he's just like, I don't know. He just wants to fight
He's
somebody.
looking for a problem.
He just wants to fight somebody, and I don't know why he chose me.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Millennial Mentality Podcast. I'm your host, Nick Agnelli, here with my co-host, Peter Price.
Yep.
And our guest today, Danny Soucy.
What up?
As always, guys, thank you for watching, listening, viewing, and subscribing. If you have not done that yet, please do. We like just to keep organically growing the way we are and getting our word out there. It's really been an awesome process for us. And this whole thing coming together and coming to fruition has been awesome.
Yeah, thanks for the support.
Before Danny came over today, I really knew nothing about him. I know your name. I knew your sister, Lauren.
Yeah.
But, Danny and I have never met, and I'm really excited to hear your story.
Yeah, man.
So diving into that, one of the reasons Danny came here today is he's got an upcoming fight.
Yes, sir.
So I want you to kind of start with that. Talk about how you got into fighting and what that really means to you.
Okay. Well, pretty simple, bro. I'm undefeated in the streets. Anytime I've ever gotten to a Scrabble out there, never been knocked down, never, always came out on top. So, I've always been good at it. My grandpa, he taught me how to box when I was a lot younger. So I've always been boxing. Did a little boxing, like in the gyms and whatnot when I was younger. So I had that background. I'm the kind of person like I just don't I don't take shit from anybody. So it's people love to dish shit out, and expect nothing in return.
Yeah.
So a lot of fights happen that way,
Yeah.
especially when people are out drinking and whatnot, and
Right.
they look down upon you because they might be a little bit bigger, or, have a couple pounds on you, and they have something to say, and it,
I don't think bigness is a problem, Danny. Your fucking biceps have an area code around
Hey,
it.
man, I've been working on it, but yeah. So I saw my friend. He got into my friend Frenchie. Shout out Frenchie. I saw him. He got into the XFN ring, and he straight knocked a buddy out, and I was like, oh, dude, Frenchie, bro. I could do this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I've been training. I go to the gym every day. Like my body's a machine. Like it's like I don't want to waste this talent like God has given me. I want to do more. So I guess that's really what it is coming down to. I'm not going in there because I want to hurt people or do anything like that.
Yeah.
It's a platform to showcase, my athleticism, my strength training, and, things like that.
Yeah, right. I think it says a lot that you're even to the point of you not wanting to hurt people, I think that shows in that you're taking it to the ring now, because like you said, you're undefeated in the streets, you already know that you can do it and you've proven it to people. But in that scene, you're kind of hurting people, But it was like a disrespect thing. It was dished out, justified for sure. But now taking it to the ring, you're taking it serious, and it is a competition thing, where you can really stand out with your talent.
Yeah. So one story. This one's pretty funny.
Let's hear it.
I was downtown. We were out drinking, just chilling. Me and my buddy Ricky Placeres. Shout out Ricky Placeres if you see this. And we're in what's that pizza place called?
Nico's on the corner?
Yeah. We're in
Classic.
Nico's. And I'm just like looking at pizza, and I'm like, I've been drinking. I'm like looking at pizzas in the mirror, in the window, and my boy Ricky comes up behind me. He's like, yo, I think that guy's talking shit about you. And I'm like, I turn around. I'm like, why would that guy be talking shit about me? I don't even know who that is. I've never seen him in my life. And he's like 6'4", like humongous.
Yeah.
And I'm like, he's not talking shit about me, bro. You must be hearing wrong. Like you know what I mean? So I continue. I bought my pizza, And as I'm going to put the Parmesan cheese, because that's kind of where he was, he like stands up, gets in front of me, and he's like,
Yo, you got a problem, bro?
Okay.
I'm like, what? I was like, what are you talking about, dude? Like, I don't even know you. He's like,
You got a problem, bro?
and he's just like, I don't know. He just wants to fight
Was
somebody.
looking for a
Yeah.
problem.
He just wants to fight somebody, and I don't know why he chose me,
Mhm.
but my adrenaline kicked in, and I'm like super pissed. And the owner of Nico's was like, he separated us, told me to go sit down and eat my pizza, and kicked this kid kicked him out.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there, and my adrenaline's going that I can't even look at I don't want this pizza anymore.
Yeah.
And I see him pacing
Around outside.
right outside. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. And I like stood up, walked right outside, and he's like,
Oh yeah, you ready, bro?
and he like goes like this. I just came straight at him, hit him with a nice little 2-piece. This fucking motherfucker fell like a sack of potatoes, bro. And he was like a good 250, like, you know what I mean?
Man.
Big boy. I ended up finding out he was like, he's a bouncer.
Oh my
Like
god.
he's a bouncer for not Roxy's. What's that other rooftop? Banco.
Yeah.
Banco.
That's funny.
Big trees fall hard, man.
Yes, bro. Yeah, and then my buddy kicked him right in his melon, and I don't condone
In his
kicking
melon.
a man when he's down, bro. I don't. That's terrible. But hey, man,
That was funny.
I
as
came
fuck.
at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Well,
Don't mess with a man in his Parmesan.
It's funny. He's telling this story, and I'm thinking, wow, I've never gotten approached like that before in my life.
Bro,
They probably see my little ass looking at the pizza like, this little squirt, get the fuck out of here.
I was just.
What time of night was this? How late?
Oh, it
2?
was like, yeah.
Who goes to
Yeah.
Migos before?
Right, that's what I was gonna say. I
Easily
should've said what time in the
too.
morning.
Yeah. It was definitely in the AM, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
But I was just trying to get some pizza and go home, bro. That's it, dude.
I
And
know, man.
so
It's rowdy on that corner.
yeah, dude, I've been in a lot of those. Like I said, bro, I've never lost.
Is this gonna be your first fight in the ring?
First mixed martial arts fight in a ring. I've done boxing before, but this
Okay.
is gonna be like my first full MMA experience. So
Dope.
this is gonna be a little bit different for me. I know my opponent. He is highly skilled in jujitsu, which is mostly like wrestling.
Mhm.
So I hit one of my guys up. He's pretty wealthy. He owns he's like Rocco Taco's godfather.
Oh, okay.
So he owns a jujitsu gym.
Okay.
So I called him up. I'm like, yo, I'm getting in the ring. This kid, he does jujitsu. He's like, oh, I'll get you with my black belt. Just call him, blah, blah, blah. So, like, I've been, doing some jujitsu here and there, just learning what I can, and, started hitting the bags again and just, preparing. So,
So how long have you been preparing for this fight?
well, the crazy thing is that I took it kind of on a spur of the moment, and we were supposed to go on September 19th. And my son's birthday is September 4th. So we ended up taking him to Disneyland to see all his boys. Mickey, Pluto, the whole gang.
All his boys.
And he had so much fun, but somehow the family got COVID. I was vaccinated, so I tested negative, but still has like slight symptoms. My girlfriend, she's pregnant, so we're having another baby. But
Congratulations.
thank you very much. It's a girl. So,
Hey,
it's a boy and a
girl
girl.
dad.
So she was pretty sick. She felt like she had the flu, but like not deathly ill. So it was fine. And then she just progressively got better every day. It wasn't like she was getting worse. So
Yeah,
like,
that's good.
and within a week she was she tested negative, but I had to tell the promoter of the fight that like, yo, there's COVID in my house. Like, I'm vaccinated. I don't know if that matters. I tested negative, and he said he had to pull me off the card.
Okay.
So it went from September 19th to now it's November 7th. So, I mean, honestly, it's going to give me some more time to prepare.
Yeah, totally.
I'm going to plug it multiple times this episode, Danny, but give the details behind the fight.
It's at Renegades. It's right there on Palm Beach Lakes.
Yeah.
it's a little country bar, but they set on the dance floor they set up the whole octagon. They do the whole nine.
Did you know they did this, Nick?
I
It's
did
pretty
not.
badass. They
sick.
do it about every month, and
Right next to her.
yeah, the people take it very
Yeah.
seriously. So it's pretty cool. It starts at I believe 6 p.m. and it'll end probably around 10 to 11.
What time is
what I
your
believe.
card?
I can't exactly tell you that because I'm fighting like a debut fighter, so I wouldn't be like the top
Yeah, yeah,
card.
yeah.
But I'm also I think we're the heaviest fighters fighting,
Mm.
so I'm not sure where they're gonna place us.
Yeah.
So
It's really interesting when we talk about fighting. I heard something a few weeks ago that I think a huge problem in the world now is not a lot of people are getting punched in their fucking face anymore, and
It's hard to. You can't dish it out to a lot of people because you'll get a
they're
lawsuit.
soft. Well, that, but you see these keyboard warriors and these people
Yeah.
these days that want to talk so much shit online, and whether it's your aunt arguing with your other uncle on Facebook about politics or whatever it is, right? Everyone has their opinion and everyone pushes it. But a lot of times, in my opinion, a lot of people just need to get punched in the fucking face more. And
Right.
and a lot of people would be more aware about what they're saying and how they're treating people.
Right.
Because the crossover from online to the real world is completely different.
Yeah.
And
That phrase "keyboard warrior" is such a real thing.
it's such a real thing. These,
that's
you know,
funny to hear.
they try to puff their chest and they try to flex all this stuff like that they're better or their opinions are more warranted, and it's not that way. And so I feel like it helped the world out if sometimes a lot of people would get punched in the fucking face.
Bro, I had this one kid on one of my posts. It was like me hitting the bag on Instagram, and he comments on my post, and like his shit's private, and he's got like his pictures, like he's got fucking full headgear, like the pad belt and some gloves and shit.
Mm-hmm.
But this motherfucker looked like he weighed probably 100 pounds soaking wet,
Mm-hmm.
and he's talking shit, and I'm like, bro, okay. He's like, oh yeah, I fight at the Mayweather gym in fucking LA or whatever. I was
jeez.
like, bro, yeah, okay. When I'm over there, I'll come see you.
Yeah.
Like, bro, like, but this motherfucker thinks he's so badass because
Right.
he is,
From across the country.
from
Yeah.
across the country. His parents probably pay his gym membership
Right.
and all this shit.
Everyone's an expert online too.
Yeah.
Everyone knows more. Everyone's an expert, and it's like, do your thing, stay in your own lane. If someone's learning or trying or posting something, if you got something negative to say, just don't fucking say it. And a lot of times people post things or write things because they're looking for some type of validation or response back to get that attention.
Mm-hmm.
Where just don't write anything at all. If you want to say something positive or if you want to laugh in silence because someone's form or something is off, do that, whatever. But you don't need to go out of your way to make someone feel like shit or piss someone off, It's just not warranted. So
A lot of trolls out there.
a lot of trolls. So if you're one of those people, just fuck off.
10-4.
Yeah. Back to the fighting thing, I think it's really interesting because when you go down to fighting, it's one of the most primal things in the world. I think some of the best fighters, I'm really excited to see you fight, but some of the best fighters, they don't have the most experience in the world, but they have that natural instinct to look someone in the face and kind of just have that confidence of, I'm going to be the better man than you are today. Where did that instinct kind of come from? Did you always had it? Was it kind of a spark that came in the last few years, or where does that power come from?
I've definitely always had it. I was born with it. I could tell you as young as I had to have been in. I was definitely in elementary school, and I was at my brother's basketball game, and some kid pantsed my brother during the middle of the game,
Mhm.
and he was taller than me, so I had to stand up on a bleacher, and I punched him right in his fucking right in his fucking face.
Yeah.
Cause he deserved it, bro. Like,
Yeah.
like my brother was embarrassed. Like,
Of
you hurt my
course.
brother's feelings. Like, and I saw that, and I said,
Is your brother older or younger?
he's older, but like,
Respect.
bro, it does, like, dude. So I mean, that's as far back as as I can remember getting into like a physical altercation, like seriously, and then the boys in my neighborhood, we're all rough and
Yeah.
rowdy and whole nine. So I definitely have always had it. I've always believed in myself.
Mhm.
Anything I've ever done, I know I can handle business. So
You're all in. You're an all in person. And I think that's incredible. You talk about adrenaline. Imagine the adrenaline when you get under the lights and you walk into the ring. It's just like
It's gonna be something else, you know.
it won't be
Yeah.
quantifiable. It's really interesting. I've always been a lover, not a fighter. I don't think I've ever thrown a punch in my life, but I commend people who want to do something like that. Because it's
And from
crazy.
the way you describe it too, it doesn't even really sound for you like it's
not
like
an ego thing.
or even an anger
Yeah.
thing. It's more just like a respect thing, you
Yeah.
know? Like whenever you feel that disrespect, you feel like you got to handle that,
No,
you know?
it doesn't come off douchey or
Right.
or like an asshole, like I said, or an ego thing.
Comes off logical to
It
me,
comes
dude.
comes off very much like, hey, God gave me this gift of being athletic and using this, not call it anger, but forged aggression, and putting it in towards something and making something out of it.
Justifiably.
That's right. And you're doing it the right way.
So you said that you know your opponent. Is there any like beef there, or is this like a friendly competition?
You know, that's funny you said, because we were very friendly with each other, because he reached out to me on Instagram after, the promoter had told him our card was, we had to get pulled off because the whole COVID thing. So he reached out, saying heal up, and we'll hit the cage soon
Okay.
enough. And I was very friendly, and it was cool, and we always went back and forth, very friendly. And then once XFM posted the post, and he hasn't said anything, but like it's all his friends, like
Oh yeah.
like that were
Gassing
reposting,
him up.
gassing up, like, oh, we're gonna snatch his fucking soul, we're gonna drop a body.
That was him on his boy's phone. Like, give me your phone real quick.
And I'm like, literally, I'm in the gym, I'm laughing my ass off. I'm like, bro, he has no fucking idea who, like,
That's
what
funny,
he's getting into.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not one of those guys that's been like super trained up, so I'm like, but I believe in myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm a warrior of God. I believe in that thoroughly. Like, I've definitely turned my life over to God. As I was telling you earlier, I had a super bad, drug addiction problem.
If you don't mind, Danny, dive into that for me.
Yeah. So in 2018, 2017, 2018, my main income was slanging dope.
Mhm.
And so I did that a lot. Did a lot of cocaine, cocaine cowboy, and just whatever to make the money. And I was making a shit ton of money, like, because I guess people love to get fucked up.
Yes.
But
in South Florida,
yeah.
everyone loves to get fucked up.
So it got bad, and then Xanax was involved one night, and I had I locked my keys in my truck, and I was like, fuck, like, now I can't get in my house. It's 2 a.m, and I didn't want to break a window. I didn't want to have to call AAA and pay $100. So I'm like, dude, I'll Spider-Man scale across this 3-story building and get my, open my sliding glass door. So I took one step. It was popcorn thing. It wasn't even cement, and I just went straight down. Broke my ankle. Broke my leg. And then after that, I was on oxys, and then just oxys, and it was insane. Like, so it was, I was knocking on death's door for sure. So it was like I had to come to a turning point, and I had to man up. I couldn't live that childish shit anymore. Like, and along with that lifestyle comes a lot of anxiety, because
You never know.
people are always knocking on your fucking door. I actually, I sacked up, and I admitted I had to go to rehab. So I took a trip to rehab in 2018, and every morning the people and the orderlies or whatever, they would knock on your door to wake you up, and like, they weren't allowed to knock on my door, because the second they knocked on my door, my heart rate and my pulse would just boom through. Like, I would wake up in the morning from them doing that, and then like the nurse would check your vitals every morning and every night, and I would wake up with like a pulse of like 110 beats per minute, like some crazy shit, where resting is supposed to be like 60.
Yeah.
So I mean, between coming off the drugs and like the people slamming on my door, like the doctors had to write a note and be like, "Yo, you're not allowed to knock on his door anymore."
Wow.
So
Really?
like, yeah. So I got out.
How long were you in rehab for?
30 days. I
Okay.
was in there for 30 days, and I ended up getting kicked out because they kept trying to push me to go into like sober living, like living with other people in halfway houses, shit.
Right.
Like that's all they kept shoving down my throat because they want more money. Like
Mhm.
like rehabs can help if you use them correctly, but like it's also a money making
Definitely very
business.
Yeah.
profitable.
It's
Yeah.
it's a huge money making business.
100%.
So once they got you, they don't want to let you go. So they want to shove this shit down your throat. And I kept saying, I'm not doing that. I'm doing my time here to get right. I'm gonna move. Like me and my girlfriend have plans on moving in together. Blah blah blah. So like it's like day 30, and I'm supposed to get out on day 35. And my therapist called me into the room and calls my mom, and he's like telling her, yeah, I think he needs the halfway, he need blah blah blah, he needs it. And I was like, dude, I've already told you multiple times, like I'm not doing that, like I have other plans. And then I don't know what happened, but my mom started crying on the phone, so I went fucking ballistic at the therapist because he caused that, you know what I mean? Like I was like we've had a conversation like multiple times, and then after that, I guess he got scared and he had me thrown out, which is fine because I did
Your
good.
time
I
was almost up anyway.
was 5 days away, so
Yeah.
I got out. I created my own little company, repping it right now. HNC
Nice.
stands for healthy and clean. So I have my own merchandise. This also the hat.
Nice,
Healthy and
bro.
clean.
Fire.
So
Very nice.
I started doing my own thing. I turned from, selling drugs to selling clothing, and I was doing pretty good. And I just stayed in the gym with my boys that were like, about health and fitness. Um, just really I started working with my brother. He had his excavation company up and running, which that's pretty much what I do now for the finances. I operate when he needs extra hand on the job. But other than that, I really just handle the finances and the billing and whatnot. But yeah. So, but definitely the drugs brought me to my knees, to a place where I needed to find God.
Mm.
And I believe I found him, and I'm a huge believer. I listen, like when I'm in the gym and I'm like getting big, whatever, the pump on. I'm listening to Christian hits radio just so you guys
Really?
Awesome.
know. I'm not listening to the Jeezy like I used to, or
Yeah.
the crazy shit, like none of that anymore, cuz it fills your mind with shit. You know what I mean?
100%.
It fills your mind with crap and you don't even know it. So
Yeah.
it's like when I listen to that, I'll be laying in bed at night, and then that'll be the shit going through my head. It's
Yeah.
like, like Christian hits radio.
Yeah,
like,
makes
so,
sense. What's that? 88.1? FM?
I'm on Pandora.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah,
yeah.
I'm old school.
Yeah. So but 88.1 that's the car. Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah. Every
My
time
mom
I'm,
used to bump it when I was a
yeah,
kid.
every time I'm in the car, that's the shit. That's
Yeah.
my shit. Sometimes I'll veer off, but for the most part, yeah, that's
How long of a period was it that you were going through it with the drugs and struggling? How long of a stretch was that, you think?
oof, bro. I started early, dude. I mean, but it progressed. You know what I mean? Like I started, obviously drinking in high school like everyone else, and it was fine. Um, Smoking weed in high school is harmless kid. I mean, it's harmless kid shit. And then I went to college, and then it turned into I didn't want to pay for my weed.
Right.
How do you smoke for free? Okay,
Yeah.
you sell it, and then you smoke your blah blah blah. So.
Right. Then you realize there's a lot more profit in other drugs.
Learned exactly, and then it progressed. But I'd say once I was about 24 years old, and I'm 28 now, it was bad.
Was it like the injury and the painkillers you think that progressed it, or was that a turning point?
Well, that was a huge turning point, but like I had multiple like um experiences beforehand with drugs
Yeah.
that like, okay, I have a problem with drugs.
Mm.
And then it was like I got to the point where I was like, all right, fuck it. You know what I mean? Like I'm just gonna run this life up, like I'm just gonna do it.
I'm all in.
Gonna live it. And I was, I was making the money was fine, and but it was
Wasn't
not worth it,
sustainable.
bro. I mean, it just wasn't worth it. Like
Yeah.
with the stress and anxiety and all that shit that comes with living like that, bro, it just sucks. It
Yeah.
sucks. It's not enjoyable at all whatsoever. So
There's a lot of things that I want to unpack because the stuff you're saying is gold. First one being that who you associated yourself with when you got out of rehab is a huge point.
Yeah.
And to you guys listening, if you really want to change around your life fairly fast, you need to drop the people that are toxic in your life and that are bringing you down and or doing habits or bad things, okay? So Danny decided to get out of rehab and he wanted to change around his life. The first thing he did was turn to people who lived a healthy and a fit lifestyle and said, okay, I want to associate with you. It's so true when they say that you become the 5 people that you hang out with the most. And so when you did that, it's recognition in the fact that if you want to change around your life, those people that you were partying and doing drugs with, it's no harm, no foul to them. Like, you know, you don't have to be that preachy guy, but you have to tell them, and they should understand that, hey, I gotta change around my life, so I'm not associating with this anymore. In my opinion, I've never had huge problems with drugs and or alcohol, but it's the people that you hang around with that really introduce you into that.
Yeah.
You know, it's that one guy at the party who introduced you to Coke that one time. You tried Coke. It's like, wow, this is the best drug in the world. Then at that other party, it's the one dude who introduced Xanax to you, and you take a Xan and you're drinking and you feel that high, right? So it's these people that introduce this into your life, and before you know it, in a blink of an eye, things are changing, you know? And once you get to a certain point, it's so hard to go back without cutting all that shit out of your life. Yeah. So that's important, and I want you guys to hear that and pick up on that because that was a huge turning point in your life.
And just to add to that, add to the you know, the drug factor, I truly believe like steroids, that's also a pretty fucked up drug if you think about it, because it's unsustainable. I've experimented with those before too, and it's you know, you start testosterone or whatever the fuck it may be, and you don't even realize it that you're on some sort of high. Like you don't even like, okay, it's running through your system. You feel fucking great. You feel like you could pick up a goddamn house. So you're up here. You're feeling good.
Yeah.
What happens when you stop?
You go down.
You fall. And then you're fucking
you
depleted. And then you're depressed. And then you're weak. And then you're like, oh, I need this again.
Right.
So that's another drug too that, you know, I had to stay away from, because I know in the gym, I know plenty of people that use that. They still try and get me to fuck with it. And I'm like, dude, I do not need that, nor do I want that.
It's a real thing. It's a drug just like anything else. I think there's a Vice documentary or something out there on it that I watched not too long ago. And there's a lot of people that struggle with steroid addiction. That's a real thing, you know? And
well, people that use steroids, they say sometimes, or people who bodybuild or anything, they are the ones with the biggest insecurities about their body, you know? And if they look in the mirror and they're not getting the gains or the results they want, it's just, you know, more test, more whatever. And it just never stops. I had a problem with Adderall in my life. And the reason one of the really eye-opening things was, what is the end game here, right? Because as you're saying, if you keep just ticking up, it's just going to be more and more and more of the drug, right? I started Adderall with 10 milligrams a day, and I felt like literally the dude on Bradley Cooper in Limitless. I feel like I could solve any question. I was nonstop for 12 hours a day. My mind was racing 1,000 miles an hour. Then I went to 20 milligrams a day. Then I went to 220 milligrams a day. Then I was taking 60 milligrams a day 6 months later, right? It just kept progressing because I wanted to feel that. So it was to the point where I had to look at myself in the mirror and I was thinking, is this really even me that is accomplishing that, or is it the drug? So it's the same thing with steroids. It's you look at yourself in the mirror and you say, what is it? Who's cultivating this? Is it the drug, Adderall or steroids or whatever it is, or is it me? And there's so much power in doing something to sober in the right way. Whether sober means to you no Adderall, no testosterone, no cocaine, whatever it is. Because when you look at the person in the mirror, you know that you fucking made that shit.
Nice.
That no drug, no amphetamine, no nothing changed that. That is powerful. And there's no drug in the world, there's no alcohol, there's no prescription that could fulfill that in your life.
Dude,
Talk that
facts.
shit.
Facts,
it-
bro.
it-
Facts.
that was good.
Truth.
It's powerful, and people need to realize that. Listen, I'm no perfect person. I still use what I call enhancers, but coffee and I'll drink sometimes and we'll smoke sometimes. But when it comes down to brass tacks, when you really want to cultivate something and you put a goal to something and you accomplish that knowing that you accomplished that fully by yourself and nothing else helped, bro, you feel like a god. That is the god feeling. Fuck
Right.
steroids, fuck Adderall, fuck everything else. You want to feel amazing about yourself? Do that on your own terms.
Yeah.
And don't let anyone preach to you. Don't let anyone force that shit on you. Let me tell you this. You could do it by yourself. You don't need anyone else. You don't need any substance. Do it.
Well, that's the God inside you. I firmly believe that we all are extensions of God,
Mm.
and I believe that drugs and alcohol damper that connection.
Mm.
So the more you're fucked up, the more you're disconnecting yourself from like his work and what he wants you to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've really been just trying to give my life over to God as much as I can, and like I said, I'm doing this fight for myself, just like I said, not to hurt anybody. I don't want to hurt. I hope I don't. I hope I seriously don't injure him. I just want to. Victory would be nice. And a stage to show my athleticism and my strength training that I've been doing for many years. So
It's an outlet and something to work towards, right? A lot of people, we just created a challenge, the Millennial Mentality Challenge, and for the rest of the year until the end of 2021, it's really simple. You have to work out one time for 45 minutes a day. There's no cheat meals, and it's a gratitude list. And it's really simple to me because working out releases so many amphetamines in your, not amphetamines, endorphins in your body, and it helps you. So many people that are unhappy in their life, they don't realize if you move your body and your natural primal self for a little bit, so many good things happen. So it's a gratitude list to realize your whys and what you're working towards. And it's no cheat meals because that's the true definition of discipline. There's so many foreign things that go on in our lives. And I feel like if you put good things in your body, good things will happen. And also it's just setting that discipline down. But it's working towards something. There's an end goal here, and there's something that you're trying to satisfy and fulfill. And that's what it is for you. You wanted to put a target on the wall and say, I want to hit that. And I think it's really awesome and cool. When you're obviously, very, I'll say religious, but passionate about your faith. When did you introduce that into your life?
Pretty much when I got out of rehab because Alcoholics Anonymous, NA, they all want you to believe in a higher power, a power greater than yourself. They don't say it needs to be this God or that God, just something is greater than you, like, and you need to find it and cultivate it. And so with that being said, some people, they say a change will happen, sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly. So like mine happened slowly. Like it wasn't like I woke up and saw Jesus Christ or something. It was like just slowly but surely starting to listen to Christian music, going to church here and there, Christ Fellowship, just believing that, because I know it. I used to think we're gonna live forever, but we're not. We're on limited. We're on borrowed time, bro. Our time is limited, so it's like I'm trying to. I guess with this fight, it's also something like where I'm trying to just just do something greater than just the norm. Like I don't want to just live a normal average Joe, work and die life and pay the bills, pay the mortgage, pay the fucking light bill that's been outrageous. Just paid FPL like $500. It was crazy.
Jeez, dude.
But yeah,
it's something you're passionate about, though, fighting.
Yeah.
And so, what's the future of fighting look like for you after this? Moving forward, what are your goals in fighting?
I mean, hopefully, I get the dub. I'm gonna have a lot of my homies there, so to see their faces is gonna give me some juice. Like I said, I don't want to seriously injure him, but I'm looking for a knockout.
Yeah.
I think that
Make a
at,
statement.
yeah, at my weight, um I'll be fighting at 185. I I know for facts, like I have more power than a lot of other people at 185
Pound for pound.
Yeah.
because I lift with people that do juice,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and like I'm hanging with them.
Yeah,
Like
right.
I hang with them, like I push the same weight as them, like I have some serious power behind me. So, I'm trying to go in there and make this, short and sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Just, lay him down, oh, get him back up.
Gracefully.
Like, make sure he's okay. Hey, you okay, you okay, bro,
Kick his melon.
And then, and then
None of that.
Didn't mean to hurt you. Didn't mean come here.
and yeah. So, I don't want
Back up.
Shake my hand.
Yes, exactly.
good.
So I want to, but I am going for the knockout.
Yeah.
I hope that it opens more doors. I hope other promoters would like to see me fight. And if that's the case, I'm gonna turn it up a lot with the training. I've been really just training with at the jujitsu gym here and there occasionally. I don't really like it because it's just grappling. It's just
Right.
wrestling and stuff. So it's like there's so many situations that you get in that it's like, bro, if I could punch you in the face right now, this would not be happening. You know what I mean? Like this would not be happening. So
Would you say like boxing is more your preferred style? Then?
yeah,
You don't
yeah.
say it, Pete.
Yeah, I'm more of a striker. So
Yeah.
You got a chin on you?
yeah, I can say
Okay.
it too. Yeah, I've been hit a couple times. Quite a time. Yeah, I don't like it though.
No.
But I'll take
I
them.
bet.
But I don't think anybody likes getting punched in the face. But yeah, I just I hope that I do my thing. I come out on top, and more promoters or someone would like to see me fight again.
So how's that work? How do you get yourself in a ring? Does it depend on a promoter selecting you for a fight?
Yeah, my buddy that I watched my buddy knock this guy out in the ring, and he sent me his promoter, and then I got in touch with him, and then
Okay.
he got me a fight, so he found a match for me, someone who because they don't want to get you like a mismatch, like someone that's
Something
like
lopsided.
10-0 and you're like just stepping in because
Right.
people could die like that. So
Yeah.
they don't do that. So
Has this guy fought before, your opponent? What's his record like?
no, this is gonna be his
His
debut
first fight
That's
also.
good.
Okay.
That's good.
Yeah, that's good.
And my only victory is like long time ago. Like I don't know why they listed me as 1-0 because it was like some AMI thing way back when and just
okay.
boxing. So it wasn't an MMA. It wasn't an MMA event. So but hey, I'll take it.
Yeah, cool.
Is it headgear and shin pads? Or what is it? What is it
It's
like?
gonna be just the UFC gloves and shin pads.
Shin pads. Okay.
So
That's awesome, Danny.
How do you feel about I mean I love that we have you on right now because I feel like this sport right now is more relevant
Blowing
than
up.
it's been in a long time.
Blowing-
How do you feel about the whole like YouTuber getting involved in fighting and boxing scene, like Logan Paul and Jake Paul and all those guys? And even I mean they're taking it pretty fucking serious as far as the training goes, but I think there's also a lot of people jumping on the bandwagon.
well, bro, that's
just
the
running
thing.
up amateur fights.
That's the thing. It's like I see this and I'm like, this fucking guy, bro. Like I would smash this fucking guy, bro. Like how is he doing this, dude?
Right.
Like if he can do this, I can most definitely do this. Like this kid, goddamn Disney Channel, bro. Like, and I mean, my hat's off to him, bro. He did his thing. He
Right.
beat Tyron
Tyron
Woodley,
Woodley,
who is
yeah.
a insane MMA fighter, bro. Super powerful. So I mean, it also like it gives me, I wouldn't say hope, but like
Right.
lets me know that like
If he can do it, anyone can do it.
and it's not, and it's, I feel like a lot of people that do fight, like you said, they don't have that
It's a natural instinct.
they don't have that. They just have trained and like
Right.
got good at training and what they do, and
Right.
then they build their confidence up to the
Mhm.
point where they feel like, okay, I can fight somebody now.
Right.
But like the most dangerous people are the people that have that instinct and are very trained.
Right.
Like
Nick said almost exactly that on a previous
Yeah.
episode before, where we were talking about if someone can be born without the natural ability and be taught to do whatever skill it was. And your answer was basically the same thing, Like I think anyone can be taught a skill, and be able to participate in whatever it is with the right training. But the thing that separates the people that do something well from the great people and the legends and the ones that stand out are the ones that those legends had that natural ability and also put in that grind and had that same training.
exactly,
And that's what
exactly,
separates them from the rest of the pack.
exactly. And I mean, I've been studying, like, I've been, lurking my opponent, and I've been studying up on him, and I just feel like he's one of those. I feel like, he's been doing this jujitsu now for, looks like it's been over 2.5 years, because he's a blue belt, and I know that takes like at least 2 years to obtain.
Okay.
So he's done all this training, and he's never fought before. So it's like, now his confidence is up. So
Okay.
he's like, okay, I'm here. I can do this shit now. But me, it's like, I've really just started training, like, not, not
Undefeated in the streets, though.
Yeah, undefeated. Yeah.
Well, if you look at like Masvidal, right? He was a Miami street fighter for years, and it was just backyard brawls he did, where it was bare knuckle fighting in Miami.
Been a lot of those.
And and he had an iron chin, and it was like, dude, I want to give it a shot. The right promoter found him, and he shot up the ranks very fast. So there is something to say about someone who just has that natural instinct.
100%.
Funny story. I tried MMA one time in high school when I was a meatball.
Sick.
And we rolled around the first few days. I didn't throw anything or anything, and then they called sparring, right?
Right.
It's real fun. So I had this kid that was like half my size, but he's been doing it for years. It was kickboxing. So I'm standing up with him. I got my little guard on and whatnot. So I go to like a little jab. He misses. And then out of nowhere, a foot comes across, hits me in the face, and I drop like a rock.
Yeah.
I got up. I told my sensei, thank you very much. I called my mom and said, Mom, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Yo, you gotta watch out for those
Yeah.
fucking feet,
Yeah.
bro. That's what.
I'm telling you.
Hey, that's what my boy did. That's how he got his KO. Because he does kickboxing. So I guess his people in his corner said, jab kick him. So his opponent was just standing there like this. I don't know how the fuck he didn't see it.
Yeah.
Like I would have saw it in a second.
Flying foot.
Foot came, hit him right in the face, and he was just, you could just see in his face, he was just like this, wobbled like this, and then he walked up and just like hit him twice, and he was done. Like that was it. So, and that was his victory. So I was like, okay, like,
So fun game, so you get kicked in the head.
Right, dude,
I
you
said,
gotta watch
Mom,
out for
that
those
is not
feet,
for
bro.
me.
Yeah.
Why'd you let me do that, Mom?
Mom,
Come
me
on,
up
Mom.
right now.
Well, that's insane, man. I think Danny, what you're doing is crazy and fun, and your story on top of that is
Yeah,
amazing.
100%.
I got a few off the cuff questions for you that have nothing to do with this, just kind of fun questions.
These are great.
Danny, growing up, what was your favorite cartoon to watch?
Ooh, I don't know, bro. I definitely like Bugs Bunny.
Okay.
Damn.
You're aging
Definitely.
yourself a little
That's
bit
a
there,
real
Danny.
classic.
Like, Elmer Fudd and all
Mhm.
that. Yeah.
Wow,
I liked. I mean, that's one that just came to my mind. Like, I can't like.
You a SpongeBob guy?
I love SpongeBob.
Yeah,
SpongeBob
I watch SpongeBob with my son
That's
all the
right.
time. Yeah. So
How old's your son?
he's 2. He just turned
Okay.
2. So.
Sick.
Tell us about that.
Yeah.
Well, that's I truly believe my son has saved my life. Like he gives me more purpose than anything could possibly give me. I need to be on this planet to guide him to never make the decisions that I made. I have that experience. I guess you could say I'm grateful for him because, now I know how to.
Navigate the rough waters.
Now I definitely know how to navigate the rough waters, but it's hard to say like I'll be able to guide him because people do what they do.
Sure.
Like, but I could definitely guide him in the right direction.
Yeah.
And keep him on the right paths. because
We talked about this on a previous episode. Like, what kind of parent do you hope to be? You know, like, are you
Chill parent, helicopter parent.
are you like scared for the day when he has his own cell phone, you know, and gets access to the internet, or like,
yeah,
I don't know,
I
what
haven't
kind of
really,
dad do you want to be?
I haven't really thought that deep into it, and it's crazy because they grow up so fast. He's already 2 years old. He's like talking in sentences and stuff. So,
What age do you get a cell phone?
5
dude,
these days,
fuck,
bro. Beacon
man.
Cove, where my sister works, elementary school, 3 through 5, grade 3 through 5. They all have cell phones. Everyone.
What age are you in 3rd grade?
I was 8. We're 8. Yeah. I didn't get my first cell phone. I mean, times are different until like 8th grade. I think
Yeah, I got mine in 8th
Yeah.
grade.
Really, I got one in 6th, just so my mom couldn't know where I was.
Yeah.
6th grade, but like, yeah, I don't know, dude. I mean, I don't know, cause like you can't really restrict a lot of shit on that on
You
an
can't help
iPhone.
it,
No.
right?
So it's like, I mean, but I think I'm just gonna be more involved because I have a lot of time,
Yeah.
So like, I'll be able to pick him up from school, drop him, just kind of know where he is, like have a general well being, like that he's gonna be like I know what he's doing
Right.
and who he's with.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really want him having a phone until at least middle school.
Right.
But I mean, it's funny because like kids are weird, bro. Like I just bought a house, so I moved out of this apartment complex. It was called San Marino, and it was a beautiful place to live for the time being. But it was time
Is
to
that
get
like Mirasol?
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's right by Mirasol. But so there's a bunch of kids, and like I think the oldest one was like maybe 8 or 10.
Mm-hmm.
And like one day I walked out to my truck and there's all these chalk drawings. They're huge of stick figures and then big boobies.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
Like I literally took the snaps on my phone, but it's deep, like
That's
a long
so
time ago.
funny.
But it's like, dude, these like 20-foot long stick figures
Yeah.
with just these huge
Cannons,
circles
yeah.
and then nipples on them.
Yeah.
And I was
That's
like,
so
oh
funny.
my god, which one of these kids did this,
Yeah.
bro? Like,
That's great.
so I'm just, dude, I don't know how or when they start seeing and learning about it, but I mean,
That's
shit,
so
bro,
funny.
it
I
is
think the
what
biggest thing you said was like there's a difference between helicopter parents and being heavily involved in your child's life. And I think that if you communicate with your kid every day and you're really involved in that manner, you'll know if they're hanging out with the wrong crowd. You'll know if they're doing bad things.
Right.
If your kid comes home and you screen them with 40 questions every day, that's helicopter parenting, and that's not healthy, I don't think.
No,
But if you're
fuck.
very conversive and you have a good relationship,
Yeah.
not a friendship, because friendships are mutual, but you have to lay the law down. But if you have this relationship with your child that it's very open and conversive,
Right.
you'll know the road they're going down. You'll know if they're trying drugs out or if they're hanging out with the wrong crowd.
They'll tell you, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because they have they
trust.
love you.
Yeah.
They love
Right.
you. They know you're not gonna get mad. Like you'll be like for me at least, I'll be understanding.
Right.
He's definitely gonna know drugs are bad, but I feel like everyone's gonna. I mean,
You know
fuck,
he's gonna see them
just
eventually,
fucking
it's
smoke.
inevitable.
You smoke a little pot, bro. Like,
Mhm.
okay, I'm not fucking.
You almost can't help
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Yeah.
like, all right, so.
And I feel like if you raise them saying you're never gonna do any of these things, you know how that
Absolutely.
turns out.
It
You know,
makes
we
them
want to
like,
do the things we were told
yeah,
we can't do.
yeah.
You know, I think what you just said is perfect. Like the goal should really be to like
be
have
involved.
that open dialogue,
Yeah.
so they can come home and be like, "Yo, you won't believe what so and so's doing now. He's smoking weed."
Yeah.
You'll be like, "Oh shit," and then you can have that conversation. And we're like, I wasn't like that with my parents. I didn't tell them shit, but I was also up to no good,
Yeah.
and hiding everything from them, and that got me in my own trouble as well, and
Bro, so I had, I was going to AA meetings for quite some time after the rehab stint, and I met, so many good people,
Yeah.
good people, this one guy, Mike, great guy, bro. He has a 13-year-old daughter, and he was my sponsor, and he was just so cool, dude. And he was telling me like, yeah, his daughter would like come home and be like, oh, so and so, she's been smoking weed, and
right,
and then, oh, Dad, I tried wine with my friend,
Yeah,
she's like,
yeah.
and like he's
That's
an alcoholic,
great,
right? So it's like
yeah.
he like, but he's just so understanding and just
Yeah.
like okay, well, like he talks her through it, and like, you don't want to be doing. But for me, that's also a dad to a girl. Like for me, I mean, I guess I'm gonna have a girl too, but
Yeah.
for me with my son, like I want to be involved. Like I'm gonna have him. We're gonna have dirt bikes. We're gonna be doing
Cool,
that
yeah.
shit together. We're gonna be out in the woods hunting together. We're gonna be spear fishing together. Like
That's
we're
dope.
gonna be living life, like doing dope shit together. That's fulfillment, like that, like fulfills your life, that you don't feel like you need drugs or alcohol
Right.
because your life's already dope as shit. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like you're doing the cool shit. Like you're doing enjoyable things with your time.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're like. And also I'm gonna have him involved in sports, and because in sports you
You get that
develop social and like a brotherhood.
Right.
And so he's definitely, and dude, he is so fast, he is so strong, bro. This kid, his name's Lion, by the way. Lion.
Really?
Damn.
How do you spell it?
Lion.
Really?
Dope.
I was like, I want them to know, bro.
Yeah.
His
Would
name
you want
is-
him involved in MMA or anything like that?
I definitely want him to know how to throw hands,
Yeah.
100%. And but I also want him to know when to throw hands
Mhm.
for the right reasons.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like don't get bullied. Like don't get bullied. And if you see someone getting bullied that
Yeah.
can't stand up for themselves, stand up for
Hell
them.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
like that.
that's like I heard something the other day. It was on like I think Joe Rogan's podcast. It was a guy talking about like a harmless man is not a good man, but a dangerous man who's disciplined
Yeah.
and knows when to use it, like force.
Yeah.
Like that's
power.
a good man, because then he could use that in service of his family and like
Yeah, right.
protection and stuff. Like the fuck you gonna do if someone breaks into your house and you got like 2 kids and they're, you know what I
And
mean?
you're harmless.
I'll tell you what, bro. You don't want to come into my house. I'll tell you what. I got 2 pit bulls, and the first and last thing you're gonna hear is that 40 going on. So don't come to my house unwanted, please.
Right in the middle.
And definitely don't knock on the door, because
Yeah.
you
Text
fuck
me
with that.
first, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Text me first. Let me know you're coming. And it's funny you say that, because literally, bro, I'm like everything. I've been living right, so like the shit's like coming off,
Yeah.
like that kind of shit, that mentality and everything. And my girl, her family's so cool. Like we always hang out. They were over at the new house, and we had just moved in, so they were all over, and I'm just like chilling, and then out of nowhere, I'm like the door starts getting like knocked on and hard. So I'm like, who the fuck is this? And I got my gun, and I literally had my gun in my pocket, and I opened my door because it's like, you know what I mean? Like, what if it was some creep and my girl opened it? I don't,
Right.
So I opened the fucking door a little bit, and I see it's my girl's mom. She's like, I forgot my backpack with my laptop. I'm like, oh my god. I was
You
like,
got shot!
I was like, Jen, do you know it? Text me first. Text me first.
You
bro.
know not to do that.
Yeah. Text me first.
That's so
Take the man
funny,
off the
bro.
streets, but you can't take the streets out of the man.
Yeah,
you know?
Dude, shit, dude. For real.
That's so funny. I still drive like I'm on probation. I cruise control everywhere.
Do you
I
really?
swear to God, yeah.
Hey, that's the way to be, bro.
It hasn't left me.
Ever since, I had cars growing up, and I got my license revoked because I got too many points from like getting too many tickets and shit. So I had to go through all this bullshit. But once I bought a truck, I haven't got a single ticket, bro.
Yeah.
Because that shit eats your gas up like
Yeah.
no other, bro. I just cruise.
I'm a speed limit guy.
I just cruise, dude. Like, sometimes my son will say, go fast. And I'll hit I got a Ram, so it has that little Hemi in there. So
Yeah.
I'll just hit that.
Yeah.
Gets his little thing going. But,
That's funny.
yeah, bro, I've changed a lot for sure. And
It sounds like for the better, man.
Yeah.
I've been trying every day. Every day. Every day I wake up. I got this sick patio. I just sit out there and I reflect. I look at the trees. Cause I got a little bit of land. I got like 1.5 acres for myself and my family.
Nice.
So I got this nice screened in patio, and I just wake up and I'll go sit out there for a while and just like list all the things I'm grateful for, like
yeah.
my son's good health, my son's intelligence, my girlfriend's good health, and I'm always last. I'm always last on the list. It's always everyone else before me,
Mm.
and then thank you God for me being healthy. Thank you for keeping me here. Because I need to be here to to do, like I said, to guide my son
Yeah.
away from the poor decisions that I made. That I mean didn't I- it definitely ruined my life at that time, but if I didn't go through what I went through, I wouldn't be as godly and as grateful for everything I have
For
today.
sure.
So
Perspective.
Yeah.
That's
it
it.
definitely changed,
Yeah.
huge. And that's the thing. It says, and I'm not preaching any AA or any none of that shit, dude. Like whatever works for you works for you. But like some a change will happen sometimes
Mm.
quickly, sometimes slowly, and the change happened for me, and it's like I don't know, bro. I'm just a firm believer.
Yeah.
Like I really believe it.
2 more questions for you. One, you go back and you meet yourself from 2017 or 2018, or there's someone out there right now who's going through what you were going through at the peak. What would you tell them? What would you tell yourself?
Bro, that would be a very serious, drawn out conversation if they're even willing
Mm.
to sit there and listen to you. Because when
Yeah.
you're in the throes of it like that, you don't give a single fuck, bro.
Mm.
And you think you think you got it all figured out. You think I'm making all this money. Fuck you
Mm.
talking about. Fuck blah blah blah. So it's a very tricky situation, bro.
Yeah.
Like sometimes people really need to fall flat on their face, and that's exactly what happened to me. Like
Mm.
I literally just couldn't. I broke my leg. Like I'm limping around, popping pills. I'm like walking without crutches and shit on a broken ass leg, just
Yeah.
fucked up. Like, and it just can't. I don't know what it was. I had to have been a God thing because one day I woke up and I was just like, I cannot live like this anymore. I cannot
Mm.
do this anymore. I cannot live like this anymore. Called my mom. I was like, I need to go to rehab.
Mm.
Um,
And you flip the switch.
Yeah.
Flip the switch, bro.
So let me ask you something. Sorry to interrupt
No,
before
you're
the
good.
second question, but I was just watching another Vice documentary the other night, and it was all about how prominent fentanyl is now, and how it's like so relevant in like all of the drugs. And it started with like the heroin, which
Yeah.
fentanyl is killing a ton of people being in heroin, but now it's showing up in coke. It's showing up in fake pills, and it's killing people like no matter what your drug of choice is, almost. And I'm curious, one, what your take is on that, but also in 2017, was fentanyl like even a word that people were talking about?
I don't think anyone even knew about it because it's a synthetic
Right.
form. It's not like poppy like a plant. I don't even know how the fuck these
It's
people
made
are
in the
making
lab.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no clue, bro. But I mean, it's all coming from China and Mexico and shit,
Mm-hmm.
bro. Because they all want their goal is to fuck up, the youth and the population. Because people who are fucked up are easily controlled.
Yeah.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
It's easily like you.
Manipulated.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
So they love it, bro. They
Right.
love it. They want you as fucked up as possible. Um, Fentanyl. I know someone who got some fake Roxy's. It's a year ago. I think he like, right, and usually you could snort like a whole Roxy and you'll get the high you want.
Mm-hmm.
I think he snorted like half and overdosed. His mom found him and got him into the hospital, and so
They brought
and
him back?
he got a full he's had a full recovery since then. He also changed his life. He does not do drugs anymore, and he's actually been doing kickboxing himself, and
Okay.
he's excelling very quickly.
Sick.
And good friend of mine, so
That
proud of him.
fentanyl's a motherfucker, man.
It is. Mike Malak says it on a podcast we listen to all the time called Impulsive. But hear me on this: if you have beat and defeated addiction, if you've beat and defeated anxiety or depression or any type of mental illness or addiction or of any kind, you have something, right? If you have gone through that and you have picked yourself up and started a new foundation, you have something, right? A lot of people haven't made it out of that. A lot of people, they were knocking on death's door and that door opened and they're 6 feet under the ground right now. If you made it through that, you have something. Take that something and put that towards your life. A lot of people don't get out of that alive. A lot of people don't see that silver lining and don't see that clarity that Danny does now. You have something. It could be what you call God talking in your ear now. It could be a sixth sense. It could be anything. Use that as your juice and your gas to push through life, because you are extraordinary, right? You have that light. Push that onto others. Show others that there is a possibility to get out of this sticky, shitty situation. But you have something. Use it, right? You're powerful. You've defeated things that have killed thousands and millions of people, right? I think it's amazing that someone like you have gotten through, and so many others. But you have that. It's not a crutch, right? It's something that could push you so much further along in life.
And one thing I want to add to what you said is you can defeat it, but it'll always be there.
Yeah.
Like once, so like you can build this beautiful mountaintop and get everything you've ever wanted, but you can fall down that shit so much faster than it took to build it.
Yeah.
It never
You
goes
can
away.
so you need to be very careful. You need to know who you're hanging out with. Dude, like my friend, like some of my I consider them very good friends. They're just, bro, they go out every night still. We're 28 years old now.
Yeah.
Still fucking around with the blow, and it's just like,
When's it stop?
when is it gonna stop? And it's like, what do
the
you?
question. What's the end game? What's going on here? I mean,
It's
what's
like
the point?
what you just gonna chase pussy for like I don't
The
know,
answer
bro.
to your point is there's no fulfillment anywhere else. If you think about a lifestyle like that, right? Where does the happiness come from? Where else? Where is the outlet? You either, even if you go to the gym, right? If you don't, you have no outlet there, right? If you're looking for happiness and love and fulfillment there, if that's not there, you have nothing in that avenue, right? So the short-term highs are the fulfillment, right?
Yeah, they're going out drinking with the
That's it.
buddies and hitting the slopes and the
Hitting the
fucking
slopes.
fucking pussy.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we're so cool,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
yeah, no, dude. Hey, that's literally like, and it's fucked up because in movies, most movies they portray it as like cool and stuff, but it's miserable, bro. That's a miserable existence. Like, I mean,
Grimy too.
it's grimy. It's a miserable existence. Like, yeah, you watch Scarface, bro. Like the ending of Scarface. That's
Good, bro. That's a great
you
point.
know what I mean. Like you'll make some money and shit, but towards the end you get so
self-destruct.
schizo and shit. Like you don't even trust your best fucking friend anymore. You can't trust your best friend. You can't trust no one around you, and you start like
Losing your mind.
and guess what? The cops are breaking through your fucking door,
Mm-hmm.
and then boom, your life's over. So it's like, just man.
And that's not to throw any shade on someone if you live that lifestyle. No, two things. A, if you are truly fulfilled and happy doing that,
Right.
do you, bro or sis or
Not
whatever.
everyone wants a family.
Not
and own a
everyone,
house.
some people live that lifestyle their entire lives and shit. They might be the happiest people in the world, right?
But
Well,
if you feel like you're missing
But if you
something,
feel like you're not fulfilled or you're know that it's A, never too late to change,
and you're not gonna find it at the bar.
and you're not gonna find it at the bar. And B, you can change your life. A lot of people think that that's it, and that it's not possible to do a 180. But no, it is possible.
It's
And
not
there's probably
easy,
someone
but
that
it's
came
definitely
from a more
possible.
difficult
Exactly.
situation than you're in now and beat it.
Exactly.
You in the shitty situation you're in right now, at rock bottom, whatever it is, there's someone that was in a worse situation and beat it.
Yeah.
Bro, you want to hear some story like that? Go to a fucking AA room.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, you'll
swear
hear
to
some shit,
God,
right?
bro. You hear people who were dead and came resuscitated and Narcaned and multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I mean, it's I like everything. That whole situation is sketchy business because you don't know who's truly
Yeah.
with the program, who's like half in, half out.
Right.
So I don't know, but there's definitely people that have been through worse.
Yeah.
Definitely people that have been through worse. Like
Right.
this one guy told me, he found that, like, because he was like in the throes of his own addiction, and he got a call that the police found his son's dead body just like riddled with drugs in like some canal, and like he just that didn't even stop him. He got worse from there.
Right.
But then like someday it was the same shit that happened to me. Is he was like just like homeless. Like was like living on a mattress in like his friend's garage, and
Yeah.
it was just one day he woke up and it was like it's a God thing, bro.
Yeah.
Like he's like I can't, and he's been sober a very long time now. So sobriety, bro, it's cool, but you know if you can handle, you just gotta know what you can handle.
That's right.
That's all it is. Like if you know that you can't do this safely, don't do it.
Yeah.
If you know you can do this and have a good time and have a drink or two here and there,
And it's not going to take you off
Exactly.
the rails.
by all means, go ahead and do it,
Right.
bro. Like
I know people on both sides of that coin because I mean, alcoholism is something that's in my family. Both of my parents went to rehab, got sober. My mom still works the program, goes to meetings every day, speaks at meetings. She's been sober for a long time. My dad, on the other end of that, went to rehab, did the meetings for like a very short period of time after he got out. But I think me and him are very similar in the sense where we have like a lot of willpower and self control, you know? And my dad needed the rehab to get clean and get that reset for however 30, 60 days, however long it was. But then after he came home, he realized he didn't need to sit in a room of people crying and telling sad stories to keep his shit together. His shit was together, and he needed to be productive. He needed to work. He needed to
Right.
get his life back.
dude, that's
And that keeps him on
exactly
track,
what
you know?
happened to me, bro.
Yeah.
It's
He,
exactly
and
what
he's
happened.
now he is one of those that will have a drink here and there. You know, me and him will get together and have a beer, but his life is different now. You know, and I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
there's also people that have an addiction as a result of a certain circumstance that they're in. You know, whether it's a partner that's enabling them or a shitty situation that they're in that they're having a hard time getting out of. For my parents, I think their relationship was bad. And my dad was struggling with his alcoholism because he was struggling with his relationship at home. He didn't like being home. He wasn't happy at home, so he would just get fucked up. Once they went to rehab, they also separated at the same time. And when he came home to himself, and had his own space, a clear mind, and he was living for himself now.
Yeah.
He wasn't looking for that vice anymore because he wasn't really trying to numb the same things he was numbing before.
Right.
So I think that's why now he went sober for probably like 5, 6 years or something like that, and now he'll have an occasional drink and he'll hang out and he's fine.
Yeah.
Because he's not escaping anything anymore.
No.
Yeah.
And I think everyone's different. My mom, I don't think is the same story. I wouldn't feel the same about her having an occasional drink here or there because
It's a
I don't think
slippery
she's
slope.
mentally in the same place
Right.
he is.
Slippery, yeah, it's a slippery slope too, bro. But my thing was always just drugs. Like I was never like never bad with alcohol. Like I would go out, with my boys, and I would have like 3, 4 Bud Lights and just go home. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't like, oh, as soon as the shit touched my lips,
You
I'm
black out.
fucking
Yeah.
off
Yeah,
to
yeah.
the races.
Right.
Like so, yeah, I'm like what you just said. Like, and I have a lot of willpower myself. So like I know the kind of person I want to be, especially now that I'm a father.
Right.
I know the person I need to be for him, and I have a drink here and there occasionally. My I just moved. Like I said, I just moved. Got a house out in Loxahatchee. My across street neighbor, cool as shit, bro. He's
Yeah.
always out in the woods hunting. We bonded over having a couple IPAs and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And then my neighbor on the other side is a Vietnamese family, and he so we're having all three of us. It's like, and his name is Danny too, my Vietnamese neighbor, and
Yeah.
so like we're all, and my other neighbor's Alex. We're all having an IPA. Danny's like, "Oh, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go to the store." Like, all right. Goes to the store, comes back with like some Heinekens and some beef jerky.
Yeah.
And he said he called it a redneck picnic. So we had some beers and beef jerky, and we all bonded, bro.
That's
it was
great.
a great time.
It's a housewarming party in Loxahatchee for you.
Yeah,
right,
so it was,
100%.
no, it was super cool, but
Let's
yeah,
go
just
shoot some shit.
That's
Yeah.
awesome, man.
Yeah, no, really, actually, we were not shortly after that because crossbow season just started out in Corbett, so
Okay.
you can only go hunting with the crossbow. So we were out in my neighbor's yard, just throwing some back and just shooting the shit out of this crossbow, and it was fun as fuck.
Yeah,
man.
that's
like
sick.
I've never shot a crossbow until
It's
then,
kind of
like,
tough, right?
I mean, it's tough. Like it depends on how many pounds of draw there is, but once it like gets back, it clicks somehow, and then it's just like stable,
Okay.
and then there's like a little release,
Oh.
and then it's like it's kind of like a little trigger, but it's like a little tiny little pin. You just like tap it, and it just
Yeah,
bro. And these things fucking go, bro. Like you can damn near anything with it.
I kind of want a crossbow.
No,
Yeah,
seriously, bro. Like
Imagine someone breaks into your house
Yeah,
and
you
you up the crossbow.
Damn, bro. It's over for you if you miss though. You got one shot.
yeah, you gotta hold on. Let me reload.
Chill.
Yeah.
I was just kidding.
Just chill.
Well, Danny, this conversation has been amazing, man. You really have impressed me, and what you're doing is really awesome. Your message is really cool.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure everyone that watched will just enjoy and learn from everything that you've been through.
One more time, give them the details about the fight.
All right, one more time. It's a MMA fight, November 7th at Renegades. It starts at 6 p.m., goes to probably like 11 p.m., maybe a little bit later than that. If you like to drink, there's gonna it's at a bar, so there's beer, liquor.
Renegades is a fun place. Crazy spot.
Bush Light.
Whole night. I got some Bush, some PBRs and shit.
I'll bring the beef jerky.
That's right.
Beef jerky. So no, it'll be a good time. So November 7th, 6 p.m. Come through. If you need help buying tickets, my Instagram is dsauce, D with 2 E's, and then sauce with 2 E's, and then the link is in my bio to be able to buy the ticket.
We'll put that in the description of this video also.
Yeah, and for the promo code to represent me, the word is sauced, SAUCED, because
we'll put all that in the description too.
We're gonna sauce this man up a little bit.
That's right.
That's great.
Yeah,
We gotta go. We should vlog.
We should vlog it. I was gonna say that. I didn't want to sign you up for it without talking to you first,
Yeah.
but me and Nick have been talking about vlogging like some things just for like extra content for the channel. And so maybe we should show up for this and vlog the experience.
Dude, do it. Yeah,
Just go rip some
cool.
tequila shots and scream,
Bro.
like, "You pussy!"
Bro, it'd be cool as fuck, bro.
Yeah.
I'm going in there. I got some camo compression shorts, bro. So
Fuck yeah.
I'm gonna run through this guy,
Sick.
hopefully. So.
Do you have a fighter like nickname, like Danny the?
I don't
Oh,
yet.
come
You're gonna have to come up with
I
something.
haven't. I mean, we got to see how this goes, bro. If I drop him, like I plan to, I mean, Sauce Man. Sounds
Yeah,
good.
Sauce Man.
I like it.
I don't know. Or Sandman, some shit. But
Yeah.
I'm like, I'd say I'm a knockout artist, just because of the power that I'm coming with. So
Sick.
people, that weigh the same weight as me, I don't think they're gonna be ready for this.
Yeah.
So.
Good shit.
If you see this, Donald, bro, I hope you're ready. I hope you're training.
Fuck you, Donald.
Fuck
Yeah.
All right, Danny. Thank you for
Good
coming on,
shit,
guys.
bro.
We will see you guys next week. Thank you for watching, listening, viewing, and subscribing. Thank you guys for everything. Peace.
Peace. Good shit.
Wow, that was awesome. Man. Thanks for coming on, bro.
Hey,
Dude,
bro.
that was great.
Hey,
man.
thanks
You
for
killed
having
that.
me, bro.